Hello Pisces, Happy New Year. This is going to be your January 2023 reading for Sun, Moon and Rising. If the story does resonate with you, you can go to the description box below to click on the extended reading, and I'm operating an honesty box feature, so the PayPal link is below. We'll start off with the soundboard just to cleanse the energy and tune in, and I'll be doing a classic Celtic cross for January for you. But first, if you'd like to take a nice breath in, and exhale. Okay, Pisces, let us see what January has in store for you. Please be mindful that energies are non-gender specific, so take what resonates, leave the rest behind. I do also offer personal readings. If you're interested, you can go to my website in the description box below. Okay, January 2023, Pisces. I know what that one was. Haha. Your current energy for the month of January, Ace of Wands. Your challenge for the month, the Empress. Your conscious thoughts this time, Nine of Swords. Subconscious thoughts, King of Wands. Immediate past, Four of Wands. Immediate future, Justice. Ooh, very nice. Your attitude for January is a Six of Wands. Your environmental factors and people around you, Wheel of Fortune. Hopes and fears, Nine of Pentacles. And the outcome for the month is Knight of Cups. Very, very, very nice. We will be clarifying, don't you worry. So in your recent past, you've been through a bit of a healing. I mean, it makes a bit of sense. If you had, if you celebrated the holiday season, the festive season, you might have been able to have a bit of a breather. But this also feels like it could be some sort of recovery or some sort of illness, perhaps even any sort of heart issues for some of you. Okay, in your current energy, excuse me, we've got this brand new beginning, this inspired action, okay? So I feel like you're rearing to go, absolutely 100%. You've got everything, all the tools ready to the spark of this new idea, this new creation. It could even be involved with a love partner, but what I'm really picking up on is work here for you. Now, the challenge here is the Empress. Now, the Empress is a really positive card. Empress talks about creativity, abundance, working from unconditional love. She is the divine feminine. So it feels for some of you, the first message that plopped in was that you want to start this new project, this new passion, but you may have some challenges as it relates to motherhood. So for example, if you wanted to start a new business, a new job, perhaps it's going to cause a little bit of strain in the family environment if you are a parent. Remember, it's non-gender specific, so it's male or female, but there's that kind of nurturing energy. Could be a challenge to try and begin something new, but manage to keep everything else ticking over. Okay, and for others of you, it could actually be a new relationship while you've already got a relationship. So that's obviously not going to resonate with everyone, but we do have a lot of sort of Wands energy, and we have this King of Wands in your subconscious area of thought. Now, your focus over the month of January is a little bit tense, and it could still be a bit of a residue after this recovery period or break period that you've had leading up into January. The Nine of Swords talks about sleepless nights or a little bit of worry and anxiety, and it could again be related to something new that you want to bring in, but you're not quite ready for it. And it might be sort of analysis paralysis, kind of playing on your mind a lot over the month of January. But we do end off with that Justice card, so it is looking good. In your subconscious area of thoughts, we've got the King of Wands. So deep down, you sort of sense that you kind of know that you have everything it takes to become a leader, to take the lead in something. So the Ace of Wands, you've got to take it as it resonates, because the Ace of Wands, if it's feeling more like a passion project, deep down, you know that you've got the energy, you know you've got the leadership skills, you know you've got the full package to make something happen and charge forward. But I feel like there's something that's causing you just to kind of slow down a bit, which is the mental body overworking, okay? For others of you who might be interested or who may have a new person, a new romantic partner in their environment, it's something that you can be maybe slightly stressing about, not quite sure what to do. And the other aspect is that you still can't keep this person off your mind. You know, subconscious is always a bit of a sort of like a haze, a background feeling of that. Okay, what I really like about this is the Justice card, meaning that things are going to come into balance. Okay, you are going to find your mental balance. So everything that's been kind of jarring at you, it will come into balance. You will see a fair picture of the situation, and anything that was kind of not quite fair is going to come into balance for you. So I mean, yes, it could be obviously legal matters, but I'm not kind of picking up on that. I'm picking up more on this fair justice, this blind justice as it relates to a particular situation that's been kind of stressing you out. So it could obviously be in the workplace too, but we will clarify, so don't worry. Your attitude is the Six of Wands, and I really, really love this, because even though you might be a bit stressed out and a bit kind of anxious about taking this new opportunity, this Ace of Wands, you're a bit of a powerhouse the month of January. So the only thing that's really kind of seems to be tripping you up is how you think about things, right? Because you're operating from a very kind of you're a bit of a winner this month, okay? You're using that energy that you're feeling, that King of Wands energy, that leadership energy, and it's almost like it's infiltrating into your attitude, because you're being recognized for your efforts. People are cheering you on. People are kind of seeing the way you do things, and there could even be a shift, a move up, a promotion, a graduation to another level. Okay, maybe it could be that the Ace of Wands is a new position in the current work that you do that has more responsibilities, more managerial roles. For others of you, it's like you're going off on your own, you're doing a side project. Wheel of Fortune in your environment, we'll have to clarify, but usually it's very positive. Usually it comes up when things are working in your favor. I don't read reversals, because if I intuitively pick up that needs to be the opposite, I would pick that up. But it could be that things are shifting, your environment is changing. Everything's like a bit of a shifting process at the moment. So there's going to be quite vast changes for you in January. And it's good that you've had a bit of healing and a bit of a break, because you're going to need your energy for January. Your hopes and fears is the Nine of Pentacles. So the hope is to be able to be self-sufficient financially. It's the hope that you have, that the vision will carry you forward. And then equally as a fear, it's the fear of it's like if you were to start your own job, be an entrepreneur, start a new business, and you've got all the skills to do so, but you're kind of worried about will I be able to make ends meet? Have I got what it takes? Is there really a market for this? Is it niche enough? What is my competition? Because it feels like you're doing it on your own, okay? And for those of you, if it's related to a person, I feel like this is mostly business, but if it's related to a person, it's like knowing where you can still remain independent. So being able to take on something new, but can you be independent in it? Because a very independent card, that Nine of Pentacles. The outcome's the Knight of Cups. I'm feeling strongly that this is more your energy now you're embracing. And I really, really love this, because by the end of the month, you would have shifted out of that kind of like this problem-solving headspace, logical headspace, that comes into balance. And by the end of the month, you're really kind of working with doing the things that you love. So you're making those choices to move with love, to kind of follow your emotional inner guidance, and you're kind of allowing yourself to just be swept away in it. And why not? So really nice. Okay, so we're going to clarify this for you with the mini Rider-Waite deck. This is a gilded deck, by the way. Nice traditional deck for a traditional spread. Anything wants to jump out? That was a Six of Swords, by the way. I'm going to cut the deck. I'm not getting jumpers. We'll get jumpers for the extended reading. Okay. Under the Ace of Wands, you have the Devil. Under the Empress, you've got the Three of Pentacles. Under the Nine of Swords, you've got the Seven of Wands. Under the King of Wands, you've got the Ten of Cups. Under the Four of Swords, you've got the Four of Pentacles. Under Justice, you've got the Moon. Under the Six of Wands, you have the Three of Swords. The Wheel of Fortune, you have the Hierophant. Nine of Pentacles, you have the Six of Pentacles. And Knight of Cups, you've got the Six of Swords. So it did jump out and wanted to come out again, which pretty much says what I was saying. You're moving into that calmer frame of mind. Your mind is sort of sorted out. Right, so the Wands and Ace of Wands energy with the Devil card is, we are in Capricorn season at the moment. And Capricorn season is the Devil card, number one. But Capricorns are very hardworking. They put their head down to the ground. They know how to implement something. But I do feel like there's a kind of overworking energy over here. And so it's like it does feel like this new project or this new passion, let's just call it that, because it could even be a person in your life. This new spark of passion that you have is kind of it's overtaking you, in the sense of like you want to just sort of be swept up in it. You want to put all your energies and all your efforts into it. It has a bit of now Devil energy sometimes can be like a kind of all-consuming kind of energy. So it's like it feels like you're so excited, you're so engrossed, but the trouble is sometimes it's a bit too much. And so that's why you get the challenges, because you just want to throw yourself into this passion 100%. You're dying to. You can't wait to get started. But then we have this Empress energy as your challenge with the Three of Pentacles, meaning that you can't, it feels like there's a couple of things going on here. In one aspect, you can't 100% throw yourself in, because you've still got to kind of close something off, or you need you're needing some support from other people to join with you. Okay, so this could obviously be, if it's a romantic setting, does someone want to work on it as well? Something, or there's someone in your life, if you've got someone new coming in, where the current person is wanting to work on what you've got and try and make it better, but you're like focused somewhere else. So it's a bit of a challenge. For others of you, there could be the situation, because we will be in Mercury retrograde, of having to go back on something and finish it, because Mercury retrograde is about unfinished business. Okay, and the Empress says, well, if you just tweak something a little bit more, you'll get more out of it. Okay, for those of you who are parents and you're just wanting to get stuck into this new passion, you're going to have to, I think the advice is coming here, and not you're going to have to, because I can't tell you anything, but I can't tell you what to do. But it feels to me like if you're a parent trying to get stuck into this passion, so if it's a new partner, you want, maybe the kids to like the person, or if it's a new project, but you've still got to manage your home environment, well, I think it will be quite beneficial for you to kind of get the kids on board. Okay, if they become involved in it, and if they have this element of responsibility within it, I think that will serve you quite well. Okay, in your immediate past, with this Four of Swords energy and the Four of Pentacles, it was definitely a closed off energy. So I don't feel like you let on to anybody how you've been feeling, and even though you need a bit of a breather, it's like you might have had a bit of a quiet couple of days where you're just sort of needing to do that inner rejuvenation. And for others of you, it is that element of how do I kind of look after my funds. It's like the energy is a very, I'm going to self-preserve and conserve my energy, conserve all my energies in terms of what is my money energy, what is my emotional energy, what is my mental energy. It's just like preservation and conservation of that energy in the immediate past. But I don't think you let anyone on how you were really feeling at a deeper level. In your current energies of the Nine of Swords, the reason why you're so sort of caught up in your head and a little bit anxious, and it's sort of dipping into the sleep of night, is that it feels like you are having to, there's a situation that you have to now defend, is a situation where you now need to protect, and you need to kind of stand in your power. And it brings a little bit of anxiety because you've only just come out of this kind of preservation energy. So it's like you want to grab the new, but at the same time, it feels like you need to justify your decisions to everybody. Maybe it's your children, maybe it's your current working condition, maybe it's an ex-partner. So it is a kind of defensive energy that is kind of keeping you up at night a wee bit. I don't feel it's going to be massive throughout the month because we've got that Justice card, okay? But in your background energy, in your subconscious energy, you know that you feel like you've got the wherewithal to make something happen, to be the lead in this, to take the lead and be bold. The King of Wands is all about being bold and brave. It's a fire energy, so I'm thinking Leo energy. And it's you are wanting, because it's your wish fulfillment, you're wanting to step into this new shift where you are gonna, it's like you're recreating yourself. It's like you're having an energetic makeover, and you can feel the energy sort of come over, and what it's going to do is it's going to make you feel a lot more emotionally balanced. Yes, it's this King of Cups, the Ten of Cups, which talks about happy home, happy family, fortune after difficulty, that sort of energy. It's the highest point we can get in our emotional body, where everything is working in unison and harmony. But it feels to me like this new project that's coming on or new passion is the thing that is really, you intuitively know that is the thing that's going to go in that direction. You know that if you take this opportunity, it's going to lead to that, because that's the kind of energies that you're picking up on. The immediate future, with the Justice and the Moon card, it tells me that anything that was unclear before is now being brought to light. You see, the Moon is a bit of a hazy energy. It also talks about kind of illusions or delusions, particularly if something in the headspace, because it's Justice is about the balance, and it's Libra energy, and Libra is swords, which is mental energy. Anything that has been a little bit kind of unclear at this time, particularly if you feel like you're having to defend yourself a lot, and you kind of don't know which way things are going to go and sway is swow. And also I'll talk about the Hierophant, but that's sort of dipping in there too. It's anything that has been kind of unclear of how to lay out and set out and plan, that's going to be revealed to you. So again, we are in that Mercury retrograde energy. So if there is some communications that are kind of getting lost in translation, then don't worry, it will fizzle out, it will become clear. But ultimately, justice is in your favor here. So that's really, really promising energy. And all those sorts of anxieties and things that you've been worried about over the month of January, it's all going to shift and settle. Okay. In your attitude, the Six of Wands with the Three of with the Three of Swords is basically telling me that you've kind of, you're stepping up. You're stepping up and you're deciding, okay, you know what, I've had enough. Sometimes we need that push when things can be quite dire or quite overbearing, or very heartbreaking, or very sad. Those usually tend to be the times that push us, and if we've fallen off our horse, and to jump back on the horse, because he's now riding high on his horse above everyone else. Okay, so it feels to me like there's been a situation, and it could be related to this this past energy of needing just a break, just a breather, just a kind of a conservation of energy, particularly if it's particularly if there's something to do with the heart conditions, palpitations, that sort of thing, because the swords are towards his heart over there, and these are literal swords in the heart. Okay, so it feels like you're rising up, and it's like you're getting a whole new lease of life, and it's almost like that's the thing that pushes you and presses you to kind of go, I don't care what's going to happen. I am going to make my mark on this world. I'm going to be successful. I'm moving onto pasture, greener pastures, and and people are going to notice me. Okay. Now the Wheel of Fortune with the Hierophant, we've got two major cards up here. So we definitely have a situation where you are, this feels to me like any sort of organization you're involved in, particularly if you're actually going to start a new business, you will have the either the funding or the support or the legal support that's going to aid you in this. Okay, it's like things are turning around for you, and you're starting to get that recognition. So anything that you are proposing or asking for, maybe even in a position if you are working for somebody as well, and even if you are retired, it's some sort of organization, legal body, okay, that is going to turn things back in your favor. And I'm saying back in your favor because it could have been a situation that was a little bit backwards and forwards, and it could also have been affecting this like mental body, this like worry about what's going to happen. You are going to get the results that you want, and it feels to me like it will be, particularly if you're having to defend something or evidence something, it's going to be favorable for you, but it may just shift backwards and forwards a little until the end of the month, where it starts to have a powerful pull in a positive direction. Now the hopes and fears is all about this, this pentacle energy. Where's my materials? Where is my money? Where is my property? Where's my independence? Okay, and we've got the Six of Pentacles here together with the 9. So it feels to me that perhaps if you've been proposing for some sort of funding, some sort of financial aid, so that you can be independent in this energy, independent with that King of Wands to kind of take the steps to either start a new business, or if you're leaving a partner and you're wanting to perhaps embrace a new partner, I feel like you are focusing on your focus is really, how can I get the independence I want? So even if I'm connecting with a new person in my life, I still want to remain independent. I still want to remain financially fit and self-supported. This is like a very sort of independent, self-supported energy where you are sort of stepping up. Now, the fact that it's clarified by the Six of Pentacles is a very good omen that the things that you desire, the money that you perhaps need, or the resources that you need are going to be favorable to you. But there's always the hope. There's always the fear that it might not be. Okay, for them to both turn up, both of them being very positive cards, it tells me that the hope is outweighs the fear. Okay, so anytime you feel that you are falling in a negative mental attitude about your self-sufficiency, try and take notice of that and then bring it back to the positive, bring it back to the hope, because it's already positively aspected. The beautiful thing is at the end of the month, you're going to be really kind of moving with less mental strain and more with the heart, which I love, because this forward motion is putting onto the Six of Swords here, which is about moving on to calmer waters. Now, it could be that you leave things behind, because the Six of Swords, she leaves in the dead of night, usually with a child, and she, out of all the 10 swords, she leaves 4. Okay, those are the lessons she's done and dusted with those cycles in her life. She no longer needs that, and she takes the lessons that she needs with her, which represents the 6 swords. Okay, so she takes exactly what she needs. She doesn't have a suitcase, and she moves forward. Now, we do have that 6 of Swords came twice, and we've got that 6 of Wands as well. Sixes are beautiful numbers. 6 of Pentacles too. 6 are beautiful numbers because it talks about equal harmony, you know, an easier flow of things. So there could even be a literal move, particularly if you are taking on a new partner and having to sort of make a shift, particularly with that Wheel of Fortune as well. So there's a lot of movement in your month, a lot of forward progression, but it feels like the month is going to kind of do a little bit of this first, and this is that kind of stuck energy of backwards and forwards in your head, and having to, just as you kind of lay out one piece of evidence or just justify yourself in one sense, someone comes back at you with something, and then you have to kind of move the other way and justify that. So it feels like it's a very kind of this sort of energy, a lot of motion, but then by the end of the month, it's really kind of turning in your favor and moving in a better wheel. Movement forward. So a big month for you guys. We're going to grab an oracle card to close this reading off before I move on to the extended. We'll get some advice from Spirit. What does Pisces need to know, please, for the month of January for their highest good? What does Pisces need to know, please? Got 2 cards here. Warrior Woman, have you answered your deepest calling? Okay, so I'm really picking up on this whole warrior aspect over here with that sword energy, with the 9 of Swords and that Justice card. You're having to really kind of, as I said before, you're a bit of a winner this month, but it feels like you don't have to do that, but you are being called to sort of stand in your power this month, and I think it's going to be very profitable for you. And I think once you start doing that more, start laying certain boundaries down, more so than you have in the past, I think it's going to have this really positive impact on your confidence. And it actually sounds quite similar to one of the other readings I had about this powering up and this confidence. But I think the confidence is the thing that kind of is going to breed more clarity of your direction, which is really nice. So have you answered your deepest calling? And the only person who can really answer that is you. Okay. The next card is Pillar of Light. Your vibration is rising. You are the Oracle. Okay, so the Oracle could very basically talk about being a guide for somebody, but really what I'm drawn to with this is that you are rising up. Oh wow, yeah, she really is rising up. Ha, look at that. There's a figure in the middle, and I guess the floor, the ground is down below. She's rising up. You are rising up in the 6 of Wands energy. You're rising up in terms of your a sense of prosperity, and you're rising up to your own truth of direction that you're going to go in. So this Ace of Wands for you is a really good thing to hold on to. It just may be a little bit of a challenge having to juggle the other things as well and answer to certain people in your life. Okay, so that's all I have for you, Pisces. Now I'm going to move on to the extended reading. And the extended reading, I'm going to explore this Ace of Wands a little bit further. I'm going to find out what more information about it and more advice specifically about where that might go. And I'm also interested in this justice energy, this justice situation where we had the things that were unclear. I want to see if I can grab a bit more clarity on that. So if this does resonate with you, you can go to the description box below, click on the link, the PayPal link's below that, and I'll see you there. Otherwise, for the rest of you, have a wonderful month, and I'll see you next time. Take care.